I may have died and gone to heaven. Our hotel here in Singapore is inside of a mall. This mall is known for its tech, so there's a ton of tech type stores in here. So if you're looking for the latest camera or computer, this is the place to come. There's even an indoor bicycle track in this mall. It's also got a whole mixture of all sorts of restaurants and coffee shops and tons of co-working areas. So you can just bring your laptop, come plug in, and stay for the day. It's so good. The cherries are soaked in like a liqueur, and it's really moist. The best I've ever had. When you're walking around in Singapore, it is extremely hot and humid. So luckily there are malls like this everywhere. So you can duck in and get a little bit of air conditioning and cool off as you go. It's a nice little reprieve to get out of the heat. So this is the Marina Bay Sands behind me here. And as you can see, the architect designed it with like a giant ship on top of 3 towers. And it's actually a hotel, and you can also go up there and have drinks, and I believe there's a pool up there and everything, but you're definitely going to pay. It's quite pricey to go up there and enjoy a drink, so we'll just enjoy it from the ground and look up at it. So we're just coming up to the Merlion. See here, the Merlion. It's like half mermaid, half lion. It's a big tourist attraction here in Singapore. As I said before, it's very hot here in Singapore, so if you come, make sure you are wearing appropriate clothing and drink lots of water. We just stopped to eat at a street hawker center, which is kind of like a big food court with all sorts of different choices, and that was really, really good. And now we are heading over to Chinatown. Good morning, day 2 in Singapore. We are starting the day with, I am having a rose latte and James is having his usual iced Americano, and we are still in the mall because we came out of our hotel and straight into the mall. There's everything you would ever need in here. We've been taking the metro around a lot here, and it is so incredibly clean. So something kind of funny here is the escalators to get in and out of the metro go so fast, so you almost have to like run to get onto them. So this morning we are exploring Little India here in Singapore. Let's see what it's like. last night we went over to Gardens by the Bay and went into the Supertree Groves. So what this is, it's like a big area with all these greenhouses is the best way to describe it. So Gardens by the Bay, there's a whole bunch of kind of different exhibits you can do. We went into two of them. We went into the cloud forest and we went into the botanical garden part. So the cloud forest was really neat. It's one of the tallest indoor waterfalls in the world. The tallest one, I believe, is actually the one in the Singapore airport. So maybe this is the second tallest. I'm not quite sure what order they go in, but it was really neat to see at certain times throughout the day, these clouds kind of start coming over as well. Unfortunately, we didn't catch that, but it was really cool anyway, even without seeing the clouds. So you kind of go in, it really does feel like you're in this big greenhouse. It's so fresh. You can smell all the flowers and the plants. And we were joking saying like, breathe in, get all the oxygen we can after traveling so much. It's probably so healthy for us. So it's neat. You go through and then you go all the way up to kind of the top of the waterfall and then you work your way back down. So you take an elevator up and then you kind of walk back down through all of these levels on all of these like walkways through these little forests and through the waterfall area, all the way back down to the bottom. Really, really neat experience. So after the cloud forest, we went over to the botanical gardens. And again, it was like another greenhouse area, but this one was more about the plants. And we got lucky because the next day they were starting the cherry blossom exhibition, which I was so sad because I wanted to see that exhibition, but we lucked out because they had already started setting it up. It was almost done because they were opening it the next day. So we got to see all of the cherry blossoms in there and the Japanese exhibit. It was absolutely beautiful. It was quiet and you just kind of heard the sounds of nature in there. And they had these really beautiful kind of like meditation gongs, I guess you would call them, going. It was very peaceful, and the cherry blossoms got me so excited because hopefully we're gonna catch them at our next stop in Japan to see them there. So that was a really neat experience. There was also an Alice in Wonderland exhibit in there, and I loved that because it was all these little Alice in Wonderland creatures under these big mushrooms or like weird looking cactus, and I had a lot of fun going through and taking all sorts of pictures and videos of that. So after we finished with all the gardens and the kind of greenhouse exhibits, we went over to the Supertree Grove, which is the entire kind of the whole reason why we went over to this area anyways. We had seen this advertised, and what it is it's these giant man-made trees, and during the daytime they're beautiful alone, but at night they're actually choreographed to music. The lights, there's a big light show, and it's all choreographed. They change it up kind of every couple of weeks. So the one that we saw was a waltz, and it's free for anyone to go and just sit under these huge trees and watch the show. Or if you pay a little bit, you can go up because there's a suspension walkway that goes through these trees. And we decided to do that. So we timed it perfectly so that we got to see a little bit of the show from the ground, looking up at these trees. And then we took the elevator up and we were able to see the rest of the show from the treetops. And it was just stunning because you can kind of also see over the entire city, We were able to see the building with the big ship on top that I previously showed you in the daytime that we had seen. And I have to admit that I really like that building a lot more at night, all lit up. I think it's beautiful that way. And you can just see over the whole city. And of course, these trees are like magical. It's like you're in this magical forest on top of the treetops. And the only thing was that it's a suspension bridge that goes kind of throughout. And the best point of view is right in the middle. And so of course, everybody up there kind of stacks up in the middle of the suspension bridge. And I don't know, my legs went a little bit jellyish there because it's swaying. There's so many people packed in this one area, and you kind of just start thinking to yourself, like, I hope these ropes holding us up are, you know, very strong. But it was definitely worth it. We kind of pushed our way through a lot of the people and went to the other side. It's not long, it doesn't last very long, but definitely cool, definitely worth a visit. Felt very magical and like we were in on a completely different planet, really. So tomorrow we leave Singapore. We were only here for a few days because it is definitely one of the more expensive places to visit. So we didn't spend too much time here, just enough to see all of the sights and sounds of this beautiful country. It's absolutely stunning. I'd love to come back one day. The people are friendly. Everything is extremely clean. There are all sorts of restaurants, all sorts of attractions, lots of stuff to do. So it really is a great place to visit. So tomorrow we head from Singapore to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. And I'm looking forward to that because I'm going to be taking some craft classes and going to enjoy kind of being in a big city and going around and doing a lot of sightseeing there. We also have some kind of medical stuff that we're doing there. It is known as a medical tourist destination. So dentist appointments, eye doctor appointments, things like that we're going to be doing there. So I'm excited, and the flight is a short one. It's only, I think, just over an hour. So it's nice to not have it too long of a flight, and we'll get to our destination really nice and easy. So take care for now, and I will see you next time in Malaysia.